Kalala Malak Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai Ba Hashem, Rahakodash, double honors to the elders of GMS Ruel, blessings unto those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing his word in all sincerity. With that being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah. Today's lesson, the controversial moon landing. Once again, this topic of the moon landing has reached the news. But now more popularity grows in favor that it was a complete fabricated hoax. Commander Neil Armstrong and lunar module pilot Buzz Aldrin landed the Apollo lunar module Eagle on July 20th of 1969 at 2017 UTC, and Armstrong became the first person to step onto the moon's surface 6 hours and 39 minutes later on July 21st at 2:56 UTC, which stands for Coordinated Universal Time. That's what UTC stands for. They claim to have stepped on the moon 54 years ago, but yet they fail and struggle to get to the moon in these modern times of technological advancements and so-called breakthroughs. Man upon earth deals with science, which means not knowing, and the knowledge of something is acquired through study. Now, a man's knowledge is bound by the things of the earth, but man himself cannot venture or pass beyond the Van Allen belts of radiation in these carnal bodies. And that being said, no one has gone to the moon. It's all a lie. Remember what the scripture of Psalms 58:3 has said. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So do not believe for a second that they actually sent men to the moon, when there's a lot of evidence saying otherwise, even from the astronaut men themselves. And here are a few clips of those men.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and we didn't go there, and because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going.
And so I'm sure some of you are in disbelief of what you just heard, and you might want to make an excuse for him like he misspoke or something. But regardless of all of your excuses, this is just the icing on the cake.
Well, that's a great question. The plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to, and we're building these building block components in order to allow us to do that eventually.
This question is for Chris. What was high school like for you?
Well, it was the 1980s, so the music was different, the hairstyle was different, the clothes we wore were different than today, but probably in 5 or 10 years it'll be the same. And in school, I was just like you, probably all of you there. All of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now. York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
Across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
2 Ezra 4:21. For like as the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea to his floods, even so they that dwell upon the earth may understand nothing but that which is upon the earth, and he that dwelleth above the heavens may only understand the things that are above the height of the heavens. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked on that left-hand side of the spectrum, but to know what is beyond earth's outer boundaries, outer limits, is not given unto them to know. But they can only speculate, which means to form a theory or conjecture about a subject without firm evidence. The moon landing was a complete hoax conjured up by the wicked of society. Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. There were appointed bounds that they cannot pass. The King James Bible definition for the word bound means a limit, the line which comprehends the whole of any given object or space. Bound is applied to kingdoms, states, cities, towns, tracts of lands, and of territorial jurisdiction. Even on earth, the Lord hath set bounds for them that he can no longer pass. Look at when they went into Ukraine. They can no longer pass. Russia saw to that in that NATO expansion. So in other words, his bounds that he cannot pass are limited unto the nation of Edom when it comes to venturing further out into space, into outer space, even here on land. Yes, they went to a certain degree in space to be able to build the space station, but they cannot venture past. Because remember, the scriptures do say that he had to build the nest among the stars for the Lord to bring him down. It's all about prophecy. It's all about the will of the Lord. Amos 9:2. Though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So when it says, although they dig into hell, that is in reference to their deep underground military bases, their domes, their bunkers. Then shall his hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, meaning into their international space station retreat, thence will he bring them down. That's what it's talking about. He shall even come against them at the bottom of the sea. So the Lord, Yahweh, Yahushua, has every angle covered. Amos 9:3. And though they hide themselves in top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. The Lord, Yahweh, Yahushua, will take them from all the mountainous regions, and if they are hid from his sight at the bottom of the sea, the Lord will send the serpent, and he shall bite them. That enormous Leviathan of the moist, as the scriptures do say, that was made to dwell in the moist of the sea, shall do his part. All angles are covered. No place to run and no place to hide from the eyes and judgment of the Lord, Yahweh, Yahushai. When it comes to the scriptures, they have also said in their heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. And that was in the scripture, that was said in the scripture of Isaiah 14 and 13. Isaiah 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. And by saying this in their hearts, they will be brought down. Isaiah 14 and 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. The nation of Edom thinks of himself as the Most High and has ascended to the heights of the clouds to set up his space stations, his satellites, and Space Force program. No doubt about that. But he cannot pass the outer limits. And Isaiah 14 and 15 says, Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Be brought down to hell represents the grave. The pit represents a prison hole in the earth, according to the scripture of Isaiah 24, 18 through 22. Psalms 115 and 16. The heaven, even the heavens, are the Lord's, but the earth has he given to the children of men. Heaven in the Hebrew is Shamayam, according to H8064 in the Blue Letter Bible. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked on the left-hand side of the spectrum, according to the scripture of Job 9 and 24. And there are 3 levels of heaven. When the Apostle Paul died, he had an out-of-body experience and saw the spiritual realm. But when he returned, he remembered the 3rd heaven, which is the 4th dimension. Our atmosphere is the 1st heaven. The 2nd is outer space. And the 3rd heaven, aka the 4th dimension, is where the Lord, Yahweh Yahushai, and the angelic beings dwell. Just imagine if Esau Edom was to venture out into space, past his outer limits, and visit other habitable planets. The same fate will happen to these other planets. Just look at the state of the earth itself. Don't you think it will happen to other planets? In their greed? Yes. With that being said, let's go over to John 14 and 2. John 14 and 2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And this is for Israelites, strictly for Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Tainos, and Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the same lineage and bloodline of Israel. You are the 12 tribes of Israel. First unto the hopeful elect of Israel. So in my Father's house speaks of the universe in its entirety, which in turn contains a vast number of galaxies and has been expanding ever since its creation. Many mansions refers to the many planets in which the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua hath prepared for those that love him, according to 1 Corinthians 2 and 9. Yahweh made the blueprints, and Yahushua, with the help of the angels, made what was on those plans, the foreman. Deuteronomy 10 and 14. Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens is the Lord's, thy power, the earth also with all that therein is. There you have it. There are certain bounds that he cannot pass, as it says in Job 14 and 5. Let's read that again. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. They cannot pass the bounds of this earth, and the Van Allen radiation belts as well. With that being said, Kaulalā Malak Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Rachakwadash, and double honors to the elders of GMS who rule well, blessings unto those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akimat there in truth, pushing this word in all sincerity. With that being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah.